Well, hello, 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 hello. It's welcome to Live Live, a place where we meet up to receive motivational, inspirational, and activational strategies for those challenging and changing life moments. I am your host, Keeler Bryson, and I just want to say I'm so excited about tonight's call. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you were able to get some rest done, get some business done, work on your goals and your dreams and your desires and your plans and all of that good stuff because I have really been enjoying our Monday night meetups, where we discuss ways to live live, to come alive, to stay motivated and inspired, to receive direction. These calls have been helping me to stay focused because I have to be a participator, the first participator of the different information that I bring to you guys on Monday nights. I thank you for all the feedback and the responses in the inbox, and I just thank you guys for being so faithful to the call each week. That means a lot to me, and it lets me know that I'm doing something that apparently is interesting and is being a blessing to your life. I really try to put a lot of thought and seek, God on what I need to discuss each Monday night so that I'm just not shooting and speaking in the wind. Information is not relevant or not beneficial to you. So I really take this serious, and you can tell because I'm dedicated to it each Monday night. Regardless of what's going on in my personal life, I have to make sure that I'm here because one of the ways that we obtain success in our goals is learning the discipline of being consistent. A lot of folks don't know how to be consistent, especially when there are other things going on in their personal lives. And when that happens, a lot of times we lose focus on what we've committed ourselves to. And so my endeavor and my desire is to be consistent so that we can keep this momentum going and we can build up on it and just begin to manifest greater and greater things in our lives. Okay, let's get started with tonight's topic. Tonight I want to talk to you about preparing for an opportunity that doesn't exist yet. When you think about an opportunity, most of us would like an opportunity, a great opportunity. Most of us would just love to have that big opportunity that we've been waiting for all our lives, that we've been dreaming about, that we've been writing about in our journals and writing plans, and we've been envisioning it and imagining it in our minds. Well, there is a way for that opportunity to manifest itself. And most of the time, we think that the opportunity is just going to, a lot of people believe this, that, it's just going to happen. If I just desire it enough and just believe enough, it's going to happen. Well, that's part of how you make it happen, but the biggest part of how you make it happen, you have to prepare for an opportunity. And most people miss the opportunity because they don't want to prepare for it, because the opportunity doesn't exist yet. And if something doesn't exist yet, it almost sounds ridiculous to prepare for it, right? And so, but in the case of an opportunity, it's the opposite that causes the opportunity to manifest, preparing for it. There's a saying, it says that opportunities come to those who have prepared for them. And it's just like, you've heard the saying that when the students are ready, the teacher will show up. Well, when you are ready, the opportunity will show up once you prepared yourself. Because there is no need in the opportunity showing up and you're not ready. That's a horrible, horrible situation to be in. You've waited and thought about it and you've been dreaming about it, and then it shows up and you don't have all the tools ready. You haven't crafted your skill, your gift, your presentation, your appearance, your the way that you speak. And so if you're not prepared, then it will cause you to lose that opportunity because people are drawn to those who are excellent and skilled at at what they do. In other words, if you are anointed in what you do, whether it's being an athlete or whether it's being a fashion designer, a hairstylist, whatever it is, if you are anointed in it, people will be drawn to you by the droves because you have something special, something unique, something that's in demand, and people want to come. But in order to draw that type of people and that large number of people, these are people who are prepared when the opportunity didn't exist. And they were preparing so until once the opportunity shows up, they are amazed at where they are. You know, they almost can't believe they are where they are because the opportunity is so great and so, just abundant with fruitfulness and even more opportunities. But it started because that person took the first step of just preparing, crafting their skill, practicing whatever it is that they're good at. You know, they were faithful to it, whether there was someone there to watch them or to purchase whatever it is they're providing, or whether somebody attended their meeting or their conference, or, you know, whatever it was, they were faithful with it. You think about Tyler Perry, he talks about how even he experienced a lot of disappointment, but yet he was faithful to his mission. He kept working. He kept preparing. And then finally, after all of that preparation, the opportunity that he had been waiting for, it showed up after the right amount of preparation had taken place. You know, the universe will release the opportunity once the preparation has been paid. Yeah. Do you realize that there is a price to pay for opportunity? Most of the time, we don't look at opportunity like that there has to be a price paid for it. And the price paid for it is not necessarily in a monetary sense. I'm talking about the price of spending time working with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish or achieve. Have you paid the cost of investing the time, the energy, the thought, exerting even some of your finances, whether it be taking a class to get better at whatever it is you're trying to accomplish or you're trying to achieve? There is a certain amount of cost associated to the opportunity. And none of us know what the cost is or when we have reached whatever it is the cost is. It could be after you've spent 15 months working on your craft, and then all of a sudden, boom, things begin to take off in a great way for you. Or over here, if you're wanting to write your book, well, it could take off after you've written and published and gone on tours marketing your book and promoting your book and doing book signings and after you've invested your own money into the project. And whatever the cost is, the opportunity is not going to manifest until the cost has been paid in full. Excuse me. That's right. After you've paid the cost in full, then that's when the opportunity is going to show up. A lot of people get hung up in thinking if they do just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then the opportunity is going to manifest. Well, I beg to differ. That's not how it works. There is a cost to be paid, and once you've paid that cost, get ready. The opportunity is going to burst through. It's going to manifest. It's going to be quick, and you have to be ready at that point because there's no slowing down. In the earlier part of the year, I have been working really, really hard on a project because I was preparing for an opportunity that I desired. And I wanted this opportunity to show up. I wanted to be prepared for it. I wanted to be polished. I wanted to just, be ready to roll without any hesitation. I spent many days and nights staying up, preparing. And there were times when I felt like, wow, what if nothing, happens as a result of all of this work that you're doing, this money that you're spending out of your own pocket? And that thought, and even in your situation, that thought will come. And then when it comes, that's normal. Nonetheless, I had to keep preparing in mind because I thought, I'd rather be prepared and nothing happens than for something to happen and I'm not prepared. That has to be one of the most embarrassing things ever, to have an opportunity to come and you running and grabbing and trying to hurry up and you trying to put your hat on and your shoes and you're not ready and the things are moving. Things are moving quickly and you're still trying to get dressed and find your notebook and you're trying to figure out what you're going to say. You're trying to organize your thoughts. Okay, come on. That's not how you handle an opportunity. An opportunity should be like, it shows up and it reaches its hand out to you and you extend your hand and you grab it and you both begin to walk together in the direction of the opportunity. And you should just have everything that you can in place so that it will look like you're not an amateur at this, so that it'll look like you're not a last-minute person at this. Because I'm here to tell you, people get a little uncomfortable when they see that you're not prepared. Have you ever been invited to an event, a fundraiser? You paid the money for your ticket. They told you the event started at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and you get there, let's say it's a prayer breakfast or something. You get there, and they're still cooking breakfast. They're still trying to set the table. And you're thinking, oh, my goodness, I've got to be somewhere immediately after this. They told me that this event was going to be from 9 to 12, and they running behind, which means if you don't leave, you're going to be late for your engagement. That is a horrible feeling to be invited somewhere and the folks are not prepared. Okay, so it is with us, an opportunity. That's a bad feeling. And people begin to lose confidence in you when you're not prepared, when you haven't put the work in and you haven't invested in yourself, because when you are prepared, it makes things run so much smoother. Everything begins to click, and all those around you are happy to work with you because you are a person who's on top of your business. And when people see you're prepared and that you're not a last-minute person or a procrastinator, they begin to have confidence in you, and they will begin to extend even more opportunity to you because they feel that they can trust you with an opportunity. Okay, so what is an opportunity? An opportunity is a situation or a condition favorable for attainment of a goal. We all desire the opportunities for advancement in our lives, but the sad truth is many people are unwilling to put the work in. But I know you're not one of those type of people who want the opportunity but are not willing to put the work in. As I said, there's a cost that has to be paid in order for the opportunity to manifest. And a lot of times that cost is work. Yes. And if you are in the business of working for yourself is some of the hardest work you will ever do, because you have to think about how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, how much money you're willing to invest in this, and how much you got to invest in this project over here. When we work on these secular jobs, I tell you, it's easy to work for them because all the goals and the mission and the vision has already been established, and you just show up every day. But when you're working for yourself or trying to work to prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist yet, it's some serious work, some serious thinking, some serious strategizing. And, you're sitting up trying to come up with an action plan to execute and bring these visions into reality. And so you will do some of your hardest work, but it will pay off, I'm telling you, because when you are able to do that work and prepare, when that opportunity comes, you've already trained yourself to think strategically. You've trained yourself to be disciplined with an assignment or with a project. You discipline yourself to stick with it until the job or task is done. And all of those things are needed if you're going to take advantage of an opportunity. Opportunities are so valuable. If they weren't, more people would be taking advantage of them. But the problem comes in when it requires work of you. You know, that work is what will stop and put a lot of folks into a paralyzing state because they thinking, man, I'd love to take advantage of this opportunity, but I didn't realize it was so much work. Don't let the work intimidate you. Don't let the work cause you to give up on your dream or your desire that you want to accomplish. You know, anything worth having is going to require work. You know, you've got to put the work in. Opportunity, and we've all seen the quote, often comes dressed in overalls. You know why? Because you're going to have to do some work. So why should I prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist? You may be thinking, Keila, that's crazy. Why should I invest all of my time, my energy, my thinking power, and my money, staying up all night, getting up early in the daytime? Why should I do that and I don't even have an opportunity before me? Well, when you're preparing for an opportunity that doesn't exist, you're basically stepping out in faith. It's an act of faith. It's an act that basically is making a statement that I'm not there yet, but I believe it's going to happen. And not only do I believe, I'm beginning to do the work because I know it's going to happen. You know, it may seem so weird at first. You know, you're working on something and you're thinking, man, am I dreaming? This is so ridiculous. You know, and if you try to tell people, they may laugh at you thinking, you know, you don't even have this yet. Why would you go in this, do all this and build this and do a website and then you doing your Facebook? Why would you go get a business license and you don't even have any clients yet? Well, because I'm stepping out in faith and I'm preparing for an opportunity that doesn't exist. One of the worst things that can happen is you get a client and they like, well, what's your website address? You looking around, stalling, scratching your head. Well, I haven't quite got that in place yet. Okay, but yet you want to do business with people, the public, and you don't have a website. Okay, that customer is going to kind of lose confidence in you and going to be kind of looking at you with the side eye like, you know, like you have a dream, but are you playing? Because if you were not playing, you would at least have this website up and going so I can see what you're all about. If you're going to prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist yet, you first got to prepare a body of work to show that you're serious about this opportunity, that you're serious about doing what it takes to get this opportunity to manifest in your life. I was watching a conference once online, and I saw this woman afterwards was speaking to the author of a book, and she was saying she wanted to write movies and stuff, and how in her mind she sees herself writing these movies, and she sees them being shown on at the movie theaters and all. And she was just saying that I don't know how to get started. And so the author was asking her, you need to start with a blog, and you just need to start writing, and just start writing and putting, you know, snippets of your writings out there and kind of see what kind of feedback you get. He basically was telling her, you've got to start with something. You've got to be able to show some sort of body of work that will reflect your seriousness, your dedication, and your skill set. And from there, you will begin to develop your skill set, and people will see that you're serious. They will see your gift and your work. But if you don't have any body of work, then how will people know what you can do? They won't be able to determine your seriousness or your dedication to the cause. And so we've got to have a body of work. We've got to begin to get something started, whether it's a website, whether it's going and getting our business license, whether it's going and starting a business page on Facebook and Twitter. You've got to get something going to let people know that you're serious in it because you've dedicated the time to do the work. Otherwise, you're just talking, and we all know that talk is cheap. And we want that opportunity, and so we've got to make up our minds to do the work. So what are some ways that you can begin to prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist yet? Well, you can start taking classes. The first thing you have to do is perfect your craft, perfect your skill, perfect whatever it is, that service that you're providing. You need to begin to build up your network. You reading, saving money. You need to begin to study and research what you need to do in order to be successful. Research what others have done, and then figure out how you can tweak that to fit your situation. You need to set up a website and a Facebook business page. That is just a requirement that will not be given an excuse or overlooked. You've got to have a website. You've got to have a Facebook business page. People want to be able to see. They want to be able to read. They want to be able to see your professionalism. And when you do the website, you want it to be professional. You want all the words spelled correctly in your website. You want the sentences to be real sentences and not run-on sentences that don't make a complete thought. You want it to be bright and colorful and professional with professional-looking pictures. You wanted that website to reflect everything it is that you have to offer. Now, some things you may feel like you're not very strong at yet, but that's okay. You can still put it out there as a service that you provide. And when people call and ask you about it, then you can explain that it's an area that you just started and that you're excited about expanding, and that kind of lets them know that you just started there, so that they will know that you're not an expert at it, but you are expanding and developing that area. The other thing that you can do is you need your business cards, so you can pass those out so people will know. When you begin to meet potential clients, they're going to want a business card. How can I get in contact with you? Put your number on there. Put your email address on there. Put your website address on there. And that way they will know how to contact you. One person gave a business card, didn't have a phone number on it. Do you think the people are going to call that person? The phone number is very important, guys. The other thing is go and open up your bank account. What are you going to do with all this money that you're going to be making? You need to be able to have a business bank account. You need to get your business license. You need to begin to practice for an interview. If you're planning to go and if the opportunity that you're seeking is going to eventually lead into interviews, whether it's on radio or television, you need to begin to practice on how you will introduce yourself, how you will tell people who you are. You need to begin to practice on your statements and stuff and practice your pitch. You want to tell people about your business. Well, you need to practice what you're going to say, because you don't want to be stuttering. You don't want to be stalling and struggling with the comment of what you're going to say. You want to be prepared. These are the things that you can do to prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist. You want to begin to polish yourself. You want to polish your body of work, your website, and all those things. Get a business license. Okay, there's too many people running around here call themselves a business and they don't have a business license. Okay, that's a sign that you're not serious about this. You don't want to expose yourself to the liability of operating without a license. So please, get a business license. Watch those who are doing what it is you desire to do or be. Pay attention to the way they respond. Pay attention to their mannerisms. Pay attention to how they respond to a question or remark that would cause, another person to become irate or upset. Notice how that person handled the question professionally. They didn't become angry and upset and have an attitude. They handled it in a professional way. All of these are things that you can do to prepare for an opportunity that doesn't exist yet. And once you begin to do these things and move in the direction of the opportunity, then the opportunity will manifest itself. Laziness is an enemy of opportunity, and work is the reward of opportunity. When you're working your behind off, you're going to be rewarded. But if you're being lazy, you can forget about the opportunity, because you're not going to. And there are some people that get opportunities and they're lazy, and that's because somebody's probably handed it to them. But believe me, it won't be long before the laziness is going to cause them to lose out on that opportunity, because people will identify laziness real quick. And if you're working with people that are workers and are diligent, they can smell laziness real quick. And so we don't want laziness to cause us to miss that opportunity, because there will be times where you may not be able to get any rest. You may not be able to get any sleep. You may have to run from one meeting to the next meeting, or from one client to the next client. You may have to stay up all night trying to come up with plans and responses to clients, or either working all night trying to help clients. And so you can't be afraid of being tired, because you're going to be tired. But that comes with opportunity. The greater the opportunity, the greater the work that's going to be required from you. You know, a few months back, after I had done all this work on this project that I was working on, the opportunity finally manifested itself, and I was so excited about it. And once I was on the phone with the person that had called me, they began to ask me, you know, do you have this in place? Do you have that in place? And I was like, yes, I do. And they were like, do you have this functionality? And I was like, yes, I do. And I tell you, you don't know how happy I was to be able to answer yes. I would have been so embarrassed had I had to say, no, I don't quite have that together. You know, and the person would be thinking, well, man, well, we can't use you. We can't have you on if you don't have this in place, because, you know, you want to be able to have this in place so that you can make the money that you need to make. Otherwise, all of this will be in vain. And so, but thanks be to God, I had everything in place that was needed. And as a result, you know, I wasn't embarrassed. I was able to go and handle my business, and I was able to present myself, my work, and my business in a professional way, because I am running a business. It may not always make the money that I would desire to make on a consistent basis, but I'm running a business, and whether you're making money or not, you still need to be professional, and you still need to do what it takes to be professional and to present yourself professional. We have companies all over this country, whether they're making money or not, they still have to present a professional image. They have to consistently have themselves positioned for more opportunity. And in order to do that, you've got to do the work. You've got to be willing to sacrifice your time and your energy, and even your money, even your sleep, if you want the opportunity. You've got to be willing to do what it takes to pay the price for it. And I am so happy, you know, that I learned this lesson early on, that if you do the work in advance, the opportunity is going to show up. But you've got to do the work. Don't let the work cause you to run away. So what is it that you have in mind that you want to achieve or attain? What opportunity are you dreaming about these days? If you want that opportunity bad enough, then you're going to be willing to prepare for it and work for it. And it may seem that you're doing this stuff in advance for nothing, but I guarantee you, and I'm telling you from experience, the opportunity is going to show up. And you'll be so glad that you're ready and that you're not struggling trying to get it together, because when you're trying to do a job on the go, oh my goodness, you have all kind of typos and mistakes and all, but when you prepare, you can relax. You won't be stressed, and you can just walk into it in the moment that you've been preparing for and enjoy yourself. Well, that's my time. This has been a Teachable Life Moment with Keila Bryson, where it is absolutely imperative that you live live. If you would like to connect with me, I'm on Facebook at Keila Bryson Teachable Life Moments, LLC, Twitter at Keila Savant, or you can visit my website at KeilaBryson.com. If you'd like to email me, you can do so at KeilaBryson.com. Well, I hope you guys think about what I just talked about, and I'm encouraging you to go ahead and get busy preparing for an opportunity that doesn't exist. I will meet you guys here next Monday, same place, same time. Have a great week.